Hello guys, this is your Uncle Big Fish, and on this video we're playing some Black Sun because it has been a hot minute since our last one. Someone complained before, saying that other content creators are making Black Sun videos with good graphics, while mine is shit, and they're very offended with my Black Sun content. And my apologies. I do have a PC and I can make this thing go full HD, so it's not really a question of whether or not I'm able or not. It's a lot more in how am I comfortable playing. Well, I've been playing with my phone for a very long time, and this is how I enjoyed playing the most. And so, forgive me for not being able to meet up to your standards. However, up to this point, no one else had the same problem with you. Everyone else seems to enjoy the content a lot more than what the quality does, at least for the graphic side. I'm also currently the only Black Sun content creator that actually, narrate the whole thing and talk to you like this throughout the whole thing, explaining what I do, explaining about the rest of my channel. And this is actually one of those times that I would take this time to talk about a lot of things I couldn't talk about in videos, because when I put out a video, it's mostly talking about that particular content. But for Black Sun, I have more flexibility in which I could tell you a lot more things and stuff. And a lot of people actually learn a couple of things on those small little chit chats. Like back in 2022, people learn how to break totems because I told them in one of the Black Sun videos, and that video exploded. So there's always a little bit of nuance. I also always put out something interesting inside every single Black Sun video. I don't know if you guys actually realize that, but some of you apparently do. I always share one particular thing that's gonna be useful for someone playing this game in every single Black Sun content. And it is your job to find out what that is, because I will not be telling you when I'm gonna say it. So you guys won't skip the video, because that's sad. By the way, this is gonna be what we're rolling. We're currently 55.6 KCP, so this is a little bit over 100, top 100. I'm 109 currently. However, we're gonna be going for a PvP set, so we're gonna drop CP a little bit. Now, for the set I'm using, we're still rocking with the MP build. That part hasn't changed, and we're just gonna be having a chill Black Sun moment. I know I'm quite late on this one. I'm actually quite late, waiting for a response from server. So obviously, this is kind of messed up, but it's fine. Alright, let's get going. So, majority of people have asked for more Black Desert mobile content, and I've been wondering for a while, what content should I actually share? I'm running out of ideas. I don't want to give you guys crap, and that's why I don't make Black Desert content anymore. But that's not it. One of the things that I really don't like doing is compromising what I've been doing all this time. All of the content that was made has a particular purpose, and it's usually talking about something quite important inside the game, or to discuss something that's game breaking, or sharing something that should be shared with the public en masse. And I am constantly looking for those, but I think the more I look into this game, the more do I realize that majority of this game does no longer run the same way as what I used to believe. I used to believe that this game is primarily skill. I used to believe that this game is designed for those who are willing to, try things out, to practice, to get better. But the way things go is, this game has slowly transitioned into this game where it's all about desync and instability, and whoever has better connection or whoever has better RNG. Because believe it or not, guys, a lot of my friends are playing in Singapore, where the server is located as what they claimed. My friend's internet is pretty much perfect, 10 ping, probably even lower than 10 ping, probably 5, with complete stability due to fiber optics. But they are still experiencing some heavy desync issues. And this is one of the things that makes me unable to believe that it's about our internet. Because I don't think this is my problem. I have a pretty stable internet. My internet is pretty well. It's pretty good. You can see it on my other games when I play other games, even heavier games like say Farlight or say Apex Legends Mobile back when it was still available. We never had desync issues. We never had any of those problems. It is simply in this game where everything is more messed up. And this is all due to a lot of different factors in the game. Primarily, it's probably due to the fact that they stopped paying premium. But this was still a theory, because there's no way they're gonna tell us why all this is happening. And actually, one of the worst things I could probably say is there is a lack of their ability to admit that majority of these issues are pretty much known, and they know why that is. They know the reason why, but they refuse to admit that in public and pretty much discredit whatever they have been saying all this time. Because believe it or not, guys, all of these problems stem from one particular issue. And I can say with utter confidence that that issue is the fact that they stopped paying premium for the server, which explains why the server feels so unstable and these things occur way too frequently. Especially these things happen in pretty much every single game. However, it's the intensity and the frequency of those desyncs that really differs. Plus, different games have different meters where, okay, so desync will probably not really matter on a turn-based game, because you pretty much just make decisions with a specific amount of time. And so I don't think that desyncs that occur only for a couple of seconds or a couple of milliseconds would affect that. But in a game like this, where every single second matters, you do need a server that's a lot more stable. Thus, the premium of such server to maintain the quality of the connection is vital to keeping the game pretty much playable. This is probably something that a lot of people have difficulty understanding, but the way I see it, a game is designed to be played this way. And for as long as that is the case, we should embrace the fact that this game was made to be played that way, on a high level. That this game was designed to be played in a particular manner that requires the game to run with good servers. However, the fact that the servers are kinda messed up, this actually ruined a lot of things, and one of those things would be, well, the fact that this game is now running on life support. A couple of game developers might screw up on a couple things. They might screw up on their ability to balance classes or to create meaningful content or meaningful updates. Or perhaps the game has horrible ways of actually maintaining their servers. But this is gonna be the first time that I've seen such an amazing game created by an amazing developer group to actually mess up on every single one of those. Usually, a gaming company or a game would have problems with one or two issues. Black Desert Mobile is the first that literally breaks every single one of those. It's uncanny. It's weird that a game made by such a famous developer, made by such a successful title, would screw up this bad. And this is pretty much one of the issues of backpedaling, because we don't have these issues back then. I think for the first 2 years of this game's launch, we never had any of these problems. All of us were playing fine. The game data wasn't as big as it is now. We used to play this game with full confidence that skill would always triumph through everything else, including CP. Believe it or not, there was a time when skill was genuinely the norm. It might sound very hard to believe, especially for an MMORPG game, a genre of a game that's famous for paying to win, spending to get yourself stronger by sheer stats. However, this game for a very long time allowed for a lot more diversity, in which even a lower CP player would have the capabilities of beating a spender, given that they're good enough. And this is actually one of the things that made me fall in love with this game in the first place. So seeing how the game has devolved and completely bricked itself the way it is now, where everything is desynced out, you don't even know why you get CC, you don't know why some things happen, it really ruins a lot of that belief that skill is at the very core, the main fundamental of this game. And that's very sad to see. It's very sad to see the game that we all love, a game that was once this incredible game that took the world by storm, suddenly just a shell of itself, unable to maintain even the most basic fundamentals of what made this game great in the first place. Perhaps this is one of those moments where we can talk and share our thoughts of what could have been done, what could have been changed, what could have been altered, what could have been prevented. Well, to be perfectly honest, guys, as a player base, there's not really a lot that we can do. And the reason for that is, I don't think there's anything we did wrong. We spend money on this game, we spend time on this game, we spend a lot of time making content for this game, so publicity was never an issue. So what is exactly the issue? Well, for me, I have a couple theories. You guys might not like these theories, but I'm gonna say it either way. And that is a simple word: greed. When you're a gaming developer and you stop pumping money back into your game to develop it better, to make it to continuously create new content, to continuously create interest in the game will eventually die. And what they did was actually a lot worse than all that, but that's actually backpedaling. It's basically taking away all this privilege that we used to have, all these facilities that we used to have, taking them away and giving us scraps in return. To me, this is just utter rubbish. The fact that we all played this game for a very long time, we never had these issues, and suddenly we start having them. So it's not really a new problem caused by new content, but it's simply because the game stopped on believing in its core fundamentals, and they stopped putting money into the game, putting the game on life support. And this is pretty much the fate of Black Desert Mobile. This is just pure facts, just the truth. A very harsh truth, but still the truth nonetheless. It's pretty sad to see. Truly is. I'm just losing faith. Every single day of me playing this game, I'm just continuously losing faith in this game. I'm continuously losing faith in this developer, and continuously being just completely disappointed every single patch, seeing what they have done to this game, seeing all the bugs, seeing all the broken classes. The issue has always been the same. They have always been extremely bad at balancing classes. They have been extremely horrible at doing fundamental MMORPG things that a developer should. Buffing a class is a perfectly normal thing. However, when the balance is being ruined by the lack of limitations, that's when a class completely dumpsters every other class in the game. And that's not right. Because this game is not run by a single class. This game is run by many classes that fill different roles. And those roles is what identify what a person want to do, what sets you want to make, what imprints you want to use, what build you want. All that matters. All that matters into what purpose you want your class to do. And the moment there's one class that can literally do everything else, now that is just completely unfair, in my opinion. MMORPG games have always been the same way for a very long time. And it is a very popular game framework because it is a framework that generally works well. Every single class fills a trigram, and this trigram you will have damage, support, and defenses. And usually what will happen would be every class would have something and have something else taken away. Say that a class hits really hard, but it's less tanky. Or a class with that lacks damage, getting a lot of bulk and sustain. Or maybe a class with a lot of supporting abilities, but then it lets go of most of its defenses and damage. Or perhaps in a more modern fashion, there'll be a class that have good supporting abilities and is tanky, but lacks damage. Or a class that's tanky and just overall deals a lot of damage, but has horrible sustain. All of these nuances is what pretty much create an MMORPG game in the first place. The need to fill a particular role that a single class can't fill. But in this game, it's completely different. In this game, when you look at it from the height, like when you look at it from far away, when you look at this game from someone's eyes, someone who understands about this game, who plays this game for a long time, you will quickly understand that in this game, a single class can pretty much do every single other things that the other classes could. This is pretty much what has happened to Black Desert Mobile ever since Chung Jun-wook had finally entered as the head of development team. And this has been a problem for a very long time. His name, his face has become a living meme in the BDM communities. We even used many of those in our videos. But perhaps it is not enough, and that is why I'll be working on a video, and probably gonna be my last Black Desert video, of me talking about why Black Desert Mobile is how it is today. And I just want to give you guys all this head start from now, because why not? You guys are my beloved viewers. The support and the continuous help really propelled me to actually grow interest in making more content in the future. But the way I see it, Black Desert Mobile had not only disappoint. It's like they want to bathe in our blood. They want to destroy us. They want us to suffer. They want us to be in pain. They want to milk all our money dry and give nothing back. And this is not okay for me, because this is not the game that I'm looking for. I look for a game that allows me to be, well, whatever you expected me to be, but not this. I refuse to be used for someone else's agenda. I refuse to have all this happen to me the way it is now. Talking about this game, there's actually a couple more stuff that I want to share to you guys. So lately I've been talking to Suncrash, and what happened was he told me that Wizard has a niche, and he told me that there's a way to make a Wizard a really strong wall breaker. And that's actually interesting, because we all pretty much played Wizard kind of saw Wizard's damage is kind of lacking. But there's actually a particular setup that you can do to completely break all of that belief and show you some kind of ridiculous amounts of damage. And it's insane. And perhaps this could actually be used to break the game. It's actually strong enough to break the game, as he would say. He would say that this class is a god tier class given the right setup. So look forward to that video. That video will be coming up soon as well. So yeah, this Wizard is quite interesting. There might finally be some kind of use for the class. A very niche use, but still use nonetheless. pretty tiring though. Very tiring. We're just chilling on this black sun. By the way, I'm very sorry for my voice. I'm having a bit of a sore throat. That's why my voice is kind of crackly. Very sorry about that. I haven't been taking good care of my health. And it has been this way for quite some time now. Unfortunately, my line of work do not actually allow me a lot of rest, and but it does pay the bills. And I think as a man, you have only one purpose and one purpose in life. That's to protect and provide for your family, regardless of what stands in your way, regardless of all the suffering. So as long as it pays and it puts food in my mouth and my family's, gives us shelter, lets us live comfortably, I think the strongest stature of a man is the ability to endure, to stay strong, to hold your ground, and eventually, with just the right amount of skill and opportunities, you can turn that into success. An end game that all of us wanted. And for me, perhaps that opportunity lies in this particular line of work. Perhaps it's time for me to quit as a pharmaceutical chemist and finally put all my work into actually being a content creator. Perhaps it is the way. Who knows? Perhaps it is the way. But we'll never know. Because I don't think that I'll be making content that much anymore. Majority of the Black Desert mobile contents are all donated content. So people donate for my channel and want a particular video made. But lately there hasn't been any more. I would say a lot of people are starting to lose faith in Black Desert Mobile. That's why they stopped asking me for more content. And as sad as that sounds, it is the truth. A truth that people are no longer interested in making Black Desert content. A sad truth, but a true one at that. This Black Sun video is mostly made for one purpose only. For the majority of you to fall asleep. A lot of you have been telling me about how therapeutic my Black Desert videos are. People like listening to my voice as they go to sleep. Perhaps I do have a voice that makes people sleepy. Perhaps I could do some ASMR stuff on OnlyFans. Perhaps that is my calling, to be an OnlyFans man, made to talk in a particular way to entice people to sleep better at night. Perhaps it is the way. Who knows? Perhaps it is. Interesting. From a pharmaceutical chemist to a content creator, and finally becoming an OnlyFans man, specializing in sleeping ASMR. That's very interesting actually. Perhaps we can mix out different accents. I can talk more British. Maybe I can speak in broken English or Indian English. Maybe I can talk more like, that's so weird. Or maybe I can start doing some cringe content to make people cringed out and completely ruin the functionality due to all the cringe and all that. Perhaps it is the way, guys. Perhaps. It is not what I envision myself going down towards, but perhaps if it is the way, perhaps if an opportunity arises for all that to happen, I might actually go on board and perhaps look into that. Well, at least what's happening currently in my life is, well, it's just plain old me. I'm just going to work in the morning. Sometimes I will work in the afternoon till nighttime. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to do my due diligence as a pilot of this account, and perhaps I'll play a little bit of other games like Dota or Elden Ring, or perhaps I'll play Dragon Nest 2 Evolution. And once I found something interesting, I'll probably make a content for it. If I don't, I'll just play for fun. And I would sleep. My day goes back routine. At times I do feel that I don't have the necessary time or funds to invest more in myself, to have fun, to enjoy my life. I think the majority of my funds goes really into building my family, just finishing up on physiological needs. At times I wonder, what is it like to be a wealthy person? What does it feel like to be rich? What does it feel like to have all the money in the world? What does it feel like to hold a couple $1,000s in your hands and have absolutely no remorse of using it for your own enjoyment? At times I do wonder. I really wonder what that feels like, what kind of bliss that would bring. At times I do wonder to myself, perhaps I was born in the wrong family. Perhaps I was not quite lucky. But every single time I think about that, the thought completely just fades away. Because I'm still here. I'm still here. I have an amazing fan base. Really, really nice people who enjoys what I do. I got people who appreciate my content. I got people who appreciate my work. I got good work colleagues. I got a really good girlfriend who supports me, gives me moral. Well, she's more than just a moral benchmark, but she cooks for me, she supports me, doesn't talk much, doesn't annoy me. That's an ideal woman right there. It's a woman who constantly supports you, believing, trusting. And that's a woman that's very rare to come by in this current era. I think that this woke culture has completely ruined a lot of things in the Asian market as well. More and more women wants to be a man. They stopped completely realizing that they are women. And although freedom is at hand, there are still gender roles that needs to be played. And a man can't stop being a man because he is a fucking man. However, I think the way the world goes, the more chaos everything just goes. And I'm here talking while doing Black Sun, not knowing what else to say, completely confused. I'll tell you this much. For such a long time of me being born, I've never actually thought about it, of becoming a content creator. This is actually one of the things I've never planned out to do. I've never seen this coming. And here I am before you today, making content, making YouTube videos, opening a community, playing different games for a living. Well, not really for a living. I'm not really making shit from YouTube, but you guys get my point. I do still get paid, although not much. If you guys want the truth, the absolute truth and just the truth, I'm probably making like 2-digit numbers from YouTube every month. That's it. That's all I make. So all of this is pretty much just for fun. All of these are just made for your enjoyment. And so I really appreciate the really nice comments that I read. I really appreciate all the help that you guys gave, the donations, the amazing ideas. It means a lot to me. Because that's truly what all this is worth. The money on itself isn't really worth a lot. And perhaps without all your support, I probably already quit making content a long time ago. And yet here we are. Still here, 3 years later. Still strong, still going strong. And now I have a partner. The plan is, we are going to continue this routine until perhaps October, when Lords of the Fallen, that game, is released. Then perhaps once that game is released, we can start upgrading our content. Perhaps hire an editor or learn how to edit videos properly. And perhaps with all that done, we can finally become a real YouTuber that functions as a career and not just for fun. Perhaps it is the opportunity that I have been looking for all this time. To start over in a more successful platform, in a more successful game. Perhaps it is the way. Wish me luck, guys. Because I have absolutely no idea how that's going to turn out. Whether or not it's going to be just a complete waste of time, or it's actually going to start producing good income. I have absolutely no idea. But let's hope for the best. It's not looking good. Very low. And there's only me and one guy. Oh, this is Deathnath. Alright, I'll probably leave because the people of this guild are my acquaintances. So perhaps it's time for me to leave. Well guys, I think that should wrap up on this video. There's not really else to add. There's not really a lot of other things, honestly. And Black Desert, the Black Sun is about to end very soon. So perhaps we'll end this video here. By the way, thank you so much to the guy who requested for this video. And yeah, thank you so much. And perhaps if those of you out there that has a lot of money to spare, please do consider donating for this content, because we do need some money to buy Enil, my partner, a new GPU, and that would probably increase the quality of our content going forwards. It is quite a shame that we do need to look for donations due to the fact that we just simply don't make any money from YouTube. And so your donations would really be appreciated. Thank you so much for the constant support. And then this is it from me. And have a nice day, guys. Bye.